Hi there, I'm Andrew from A Strings, and today we're going to have a look at the brand new Vox Brian May MV50. Now, back in 2017, Tom and I sat in the studio and we recorded a series of videos exploring whether we could get the Brian May sound out of the standard MV50-AC. And we had a good response to the video and videos rather, and they've been doing their thing for the last 5 years or so, and lo and behold, we're sat here in 2023 with a Brian May dedicated MV50. Long overdue, because I think that there's a real market for this kind of thing out there. So looking at the MV50 Brian May, the layout is and the size is identical to the standard MV50s. On the front, we've got gain, tone, and volume, the same as the MV50-AC and the rock version, I believe. And on the back, we have a speaker output and headphones line out output. We've got the Eco Standby switches. We got flat or deep EQ, same as the other ones. And we got the impedance selector between 4, 8 and 16 ohms, depending on what size cab and speaker you've got. The difference with this one is that we've got a treble boost on and off switch. So if you're not familiar with the MV50, it's a real valve amp. They've managed to squash everything and miniaturize everything within a small amplifier that you can pick up with your little finger. At 4 ohms, it's 50 watts. At 8 ohms, it's 25 watts. And if you've got a 2x12, which is generally a 16 ohm cab, that'll be 12.5 watts, which is still loud enough to gig with. So as opposed to just talking for the entire video, I think that we should plug in the guitar and see what range of sounds we can get from it. I've got the Guyton Time Warp Relic that we're going to be plugging into the amplifier. It's going into the limited edition 1x8 cab. So I believe that in the UK, retailers only had, I think there's maybe 7 retailers with only 5 of these units in. So they're very limited edition, and we're not going to be able to get any more, so I've been told. So let's plug in and see what it's all about. I've got the treble booster switch off, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to turn the volume up to around about halfway, and the gain up to around about halfway as well. Push the gain right the way up there now, and so when the tone is right the way down, it's going to be quite muffled and with not much definition on the high end. So we're going to turn the tone up a bit. I'm going to turn the gain right the way up as well, and turn the volume down just a bit for the microphone. So those of you who have got an AC30 or are familiar with how AC30s sound, that sounds pretty much like an AC30, which is going at full whack, but without a treble booster in the in line. So we'll switch on the treble booster on the back there, and you can hear straight away that you got the hiss that you get with an AC30, and we've got the gain right the way up. I think I'll keep the tone around about there, which is 11 o'clock, and I'm going to just bring the volume down a bit for the microphone so it doesn't clip. So here we go, with the treble booster engaged. So I had a little play about with this before we started shooting. These only arrived a few hours ago, so I haven't really got a a great deal of experience with it. But straight away I noticed that messing about with the tone dial here in the middle kind of takes you through the journey of the Brian May tone. Right at the if it's switched off here, I think it sounds quite deaky, like, especially because it's going through the 1x8 cab here. But as we engage the tone knob and we start moving it around, it starts getting more. You start hearing a lot more high-end kind of definition, and it sounds. The more you turn the knob, the tone knob, I think the more modern it sounds, Brian May tone-wise. But I'll start playing with the tone right the way down, and we'll start edging it up, and you can hopefully hear what I mean. So I really do think that the tone dial in the middle here is the secret to unlocking the various kind of Brian May era tones. I think when it's further down past prior to 12 o'clock, you're going to get kind of 70s kind of sounds, and then as you dial it over 12 o'clock, I think that's where it gets a little bit more top endy, and that bit more reminiscent of his more modern sounds. It's worth noting at this point as well that the treble booster inside was designed by Nigel Knight from CAT, Knight Audio Technologies, our mate here at the shop. So the tone of the booster and how it's designed to kind of work with the MV50 is going to be, I guess it's based on Brian's current sound, but I think the tone knob here is what is going to unlock some of those older tones, if that's what you're into. Just with the limited time that I've spent with it, I've found that it really does work at its best when the gain's at on full blast, but we can bring it down a bit and we can play a bit just so you can hear what it sounds like when it's not quite on full pelt. So by turning down the gain, you get some nice rhythm tones. So my initial thoughts on the Brian May MV50 by Vox is that it's really, really good. It's with the treble booster off, you know, there's not much between that and the MV50-AC, but as soon as you kick the booster in, that's when it kind of comes into its own. And with the booster being matched to the, I guess, the amount of gain that's within the MV50 as well, I think that you get some really nice sounds without it sounding too woolly and too over distorted. Addressing the obvious, it's going to be far more affordable to invest in one of these, and they're going to be far more practical for bedroom use as well. You can get really good sounds without annoying the neighbours or them downstairs. But if you wanted to go down your kind of split delay route and harmonizers, all that kind of thing, doing it with the MV50 is far more achievable and more practical than doing it with 3 AC30s. So that wraps things up from our point of view. Thank you for watching. We're A Strings. We're an independent guitar shop in South Wales. We've been going since 2005, 2006. We've been very fortunate and privileged to work alongside Pete Malindrone and Brian May since basically A Strings started. And so when something like this comes out, we're always dead excited and we can't wait to see what it does. Vox haven't disappointed. Vox very rarely do disappoint. They're a really good company. We've been dealing with them for quite a while. So if you're in the area, please pop in. We're about 10 miles north of Cardiff. You can come in and see us. You can try some gear. We got Gibsons, we got Fenders, we got Gretsch, we got Jacksons, we got loads of stuff here. So if you're ever in the area, it'd be lovely to see you. But that is it for now. I've been Andrew from A Strings. Follow us on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, all the other bits and bobs. And we hope to see you soon. Thank you.